Hello guys, my name is Dr. Varun and you are watching Chlorophyll classes only on YouTube. It's another day for your 12th class video and the chapter that we were doing is the genetics. Okay, I understand that we are doing it since so long and we are not able to complete it because we took way too many offs in between. The consistency was not there, but now we will be consistent with our syllabus as we have to complete it by November anyhow. And don't worry about it, as we are going with the goals, the things which has been written on as per the schedule, they are going. Now let's just start with it. The topic that is left is two, that is pedigree and the disorders. If you understand the pedigree, disorders will also be much easier for you. Let's just see that what is pedigree. In simple words, pedigree is nothing but a family tree. So I will call it what? It is what? Making family tree. Okay, so this is what? Family tree. So in childhood, you might have made family tree. How you have made it? So you put it like grandparents, then there is your parents, your uncles and aunties, then you and your siblings and your cousins. You show like this. Same thing here also you will be doing. Okay, so understood what we are doing? We are making family tree. But here, since it is a medical terminology, so we're gonna use some medical signs and symbols. We're not gonna paste our photos over here. Instead of that, we will use the symbols which is representing the whether it is a male or female and what kind of interactions between them, what relationship between them they have. So we're gonna see. So quickly, shall I make it? No, I'm not gonna make this thing. Instead of that, I will get it from some online source for you. So that, so that you can just go through it. Okay, pedigree symbols, image. Yeah, this will work. If anything else we want, we will take it. So this is the symbols. Now in these symbols, let's just see that what each matters. So we have for male and female different symbol. So if this square is there means male, if circle is there means female. Okay, so for me, what symbol you will give? Square symbol I will give, sir. Then there is this symbol. Can you see that? This diamond shape. Okay, so that is what? Unknown sex. It doesn't mean sex. Unspecified means it's not intersect. It's intersex. We just want to tell that not male, not female. Okay, next comes this thing, one male and female, and there is a joining, means what? Marriage taking place. Okay, now if one is this, and the two lines are present, it means what? Congenous marriage, which means what? That marriage between close relatives. Okay, so I'm going to be making it a little bigger and I'm going to be writing this fact. Okay, so close relative marriage, it happens. Okay, and that has a problems. Okay, we will learn it later. Next, if you see over here what happened, that this makes what? Then they had what? They had the marriage, and from marriage these comes, means this is what? From the upper parents the baby forms. So what happened? 3 babies form, and the sequence is also written 1, 2 and 3. Of course the sequence starts from the left side only. Okay, and this is what? 1, 2, 3 means first there will be a male child, means son took place, then daughter, then again son was there. So this is good. So Roman numerical symbolize the generation. So this is the first generation, this is the second generation. Whereas Arabic numbers symbolize individual within a given generation. And birth order with each group of the offspring is drawn from left towards the right. So this is the older one and this is the youngest one, child in the family. Okay, next, this is what? This is a sign for the identical twins. So if they made like this, means identical twins. Okay, so this is what? 2 daughters which are twins. If like this is there, means they are not joined over here. That means what? They are fraternal twins. Fraternal twins means what? That 2 different zygote formed and 2 different sperms also comes and 2 different ovum was there. But here what happened? 2 different zygote will be there. Sorry, 2 different zygote didn't form. There was only single zygote. Later on the zygote divide. Okay, so that is the case with the identical twins. That is the topic from the sexual reproduction in human beings. Okay, then this, if we made anything darker color, it means what? The organism is affected. The male and female is affected from the disease, and it is 100% confirmed. Okay, so imagine that if there is a disease, for example, color blindness, and I am suffering from the color blindness. So means I will be shown with what? Box completely shade darker. Then agar is that this thing, it has been affected by the history of female and male. Of course, you don't write it like this. Both are basically means what? Affected only. Okay, either you do this or you do this, it means affected only. If someone is like this, have dot in the center, means carrier. For carrier, we often make something like this also. So like this, half. We shade half of the thing. This also represent what? Carrier of the disease. The carriers don't show the effects. Remember, do not show disease symptoms. They are just the carrier of the disease. Okay, next is what? If we made something and we crossed it, cut it, means they have died. Okay, so took birth but died. And this is sex unspecified, we have already knew it. Now let's just see, okay, that how we are making a pedigree analysis. So very simple, just like your family tree you have to do. So example, for example, this is the mother and this is the father, okay, or maybe the grandparents, okay, like this. And then what happened? They had three childs. First is a female, then there is a male, then there is another male, and then there is a female. Okay, so they had four child like this. Now this child got married and it gave birth to what? Two more childs. Both are what? Females. So first has this, second was this child. Similarly, she also get married and gave birth to what? Something like this. This is what? Fraternal twins, or both are daughter. Out of this, one get married and gave birth to three female daughters. Okay, this is what? Pedigree analysis. So now here, if you see that this is the first generation, this is the second generation, this is the third generation, and this is the fourth generation. Okay, so this is how we make it. Now in this pedigree analysis, if we have got a question to make a pedigree, how we will make? Okay, so for example, I am giving a thing that we have already made one diagram for if we are taking two affected sickle cell anemia organism, okay, or the couple. Okay, so if so make a pedigree, like we are making the possibility pedigree now. Okay, let's just see that. So make a pedigree chart of two carrier individual of sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia. Okay, so what we used to make, first let's make the normal thing. Okay, so we used to say that in the sickle cell, what happened? That this is what? Carrier one. I told you over there, means they will be what? They have a normal gene and there is what? Sickle cell gene present. Of course, not when I'm saying that means alleles. Okay, so alleles present. So similarly, this will be like this. So let's take this is the male, this is the female. Okay, now they had what? They will make the gametes, okay, and they will have the baby. Okay, so what are the options they have? So HBA, HBS, HBA, HBS. So what are the options? Number one option is that a healthy, both the alleles are healthier only coming. Another option is what? HBA, HBS means carrier. This is what? HBA, HBS carrier. And the last one is what? HBS, HBS. So if you have to make its pedigree, how you will make it? So this is what, this is the this is the female and male. So we will be showing them like what? We will be showing like that. Female is by circle, male is by what? By a square. And you know that whenever they are carrier, either you put a dot or you will half do this. Okay, anything you can do. Okay, whatever feels like. Okay, so I am just doing this half thing. Okay, now they what? We have to show the line that they are getting married and mating is taking place. Out of mating, 4 options are there, right? So I'm gonna making the 4 options that this one have. The first one was what? Healthy. Now we don't know whether it's a male or female. We are taking an ideology that 50% would be male, 50% would be female, because 50-50 probability is there. So I made out of 4, 50 I made male, 50 I made female. Okay, so over here you can take anything. Okay, the first one, female, is become what? It is healthy, so I made simple circle. But here what happened? This male is what? Carrier of the disease, because half is there. This female daughter which they had, she is also the carrier of the disease. And the last one has the disease, and you know that they normally will what? Passed away. So like this. Okay, even if just affected ones, you can show that there is this much chances that they will be affected. You don't have to tell everything. So this is what? Affected, carrier, and healthy. Okay, so this is how you are making the things. So you can get a question based on this to find this thing, this to make this thing. Anything could be given to you. Let's just see a little more about one such question. Okay, this is that question, and after that we will come back to another type of questions. Okay, so now they are saying that a hemophilic male marries a normal female. Right now you don't know what is hemophilia. It is a sex-linked disorder. What it is, leave it. It is present on the X chromosome. So remember now that if you remember the linkage thing which we have studied. In linkage we said that what? The incomplete linkage or complete linkage, when we were studying the topic, we studied that the white color is a characteristic feature which will be seen, white eye. When the complete linkage we are studying, white eye will be seen in and in only what? In your male's Drosophila only, because its counterpart, okay, X is not present. So white color will only come up because white is recessive. Okay, it can't come in the female. Very rare case it can come in the female. Okay, easily. Okay, so less chances, but chances are still there if there will be a homozygous condition for the recessive. Okay, you know this thing. Now here hemophilia is what? Hemophilia is X-linked disorder. So X-linked means what? That the characteristic is present on the X chromosome. Means in male only one X chromosome is there. Means single also it will show it effect. Okay, because the Y counterpart is missing. So we know that if the male is hemophilic, okay, we right now know it. Let's just tackle it. Okay, marries a normal female. Okay, normal female, and has 4 children. Okay, let's just see that. Okay, 4 children. Okay, first we will learn this and we will try to decode this thing. Okay, so how this will look like? It will look very simple. Okay, if you see, you will see that there will be what? A female, normal female, marries a hemophilic male. So hemophilic means completely affected, right? Had 4 children. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now let's see that later one carrier female when marries with the normal male and has 4 children. Okay, now here what happened? In this there will be formation of a carrier female. Okay, and they marries a normal male and has 4 children. Then what the 4 children's probability would be there? That is a major question. So if they had, so 50% will be male, 50% would be the female. Okay, let's just simply just make first the thing. So I made like this 50-50. Okay, or maybe the better one would be like this, and this. Okay, this way. Now out of which there will be one carrier female, either this or this. it marries. Okay, so just think that if a carrier female is there and she will marry a male, okay, normal male, and has 4 children. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now what would be the cases in them? Okay, let's just see that what will happen. If we will go with this fact, first of all, this is not X-linked disorder, means there is XX, that is a female, and XY, initially this one. First generation I am making over here. Okay, so in the first generation, male was affected. So can I write like this? The X over here has a hemophilic causing factors present. Okay, they marry. They had 4 children. So what are the 4 types of children? One option is what? This X can go with this, other it can go with this. So I will make this X. This X goes with XH. Then X goes with Y. Another option is what? XXH and XY. Means in this case, both this female and can you see this female, both will be the affected one only. So I have to make this female also the affected one. But do you see that males over here, means all over the sons of this first affected male. So means anyone who is affected, a male who is affected with this condition, it will never send this thing to the male, because father will be sending what? Y chromosome. Y chromosomes don't have gene for it. Only the females will get that gene, and the female will not able to express itself. They will be only and only be the carrier of it. Okay, because in female to express, they have to be in homozygous conditions, because this is what? Recessive character. Now what happened? Now one of them, as I showed you, one of them had what? Married someone. Okay, now if this person, the second generation person, married someone, so this is what? Now the female is carrier, male is normal. They will have what? 4 childs. Let's just see that what would be the child genetic constituent. This X has option what? XX and XY. This has option what? XHX and XHY. So what will happen? This male would be the affected ones, just like his grandfather. So can I say that this will be shaded like this? Whereas one female will be what? Half shaded. Would be the final answer. Practice more and you will be able to do it. A special practice sessions, we will soon do it with this. Now before to try anything, when you will see, with the help of pedigree, you can tell that whether this disease is sex-linked or it is autosomal. Autosomal means somatic cells or the genes for other than the sex chromosomes. Those genes, chromosomes are affected. Okay, or whether it is the X and Y chromosomes are affected. Yes, you can tell. Can you tell that it is a dominant character or a recessive character? Yes, you can tell it. And name itself says that if it's dominant, higher probability would be there that it will come and appear in every generation that will come in the pedigree, or upcoming generation of the organisms would be, or the family would be. Definitely yes. So how we can find this thing? For this 4 points you have to remember. If you did these points, I'm 100% sure that no other trick is needed for you to deal with a very typical question that they will give you what? They will give you a graph. Okay, so no, they will give you a pedigree chart, and then they will say that tell that what kind of disease it is, whether it is autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive, sex-linked dominant, or sex-linked recessive. And here, how to deal with it, we will learn by doing it. Okay, now let's see that if, for example, if the generation is there, first of all, one by one you will see the thing. First, we will find that whether a particular trait is sex-linked or it is autosomal. Sex-linked means that one sex only would be affected once. Means that dark color that used to come, like we used to then make and we do this. If only boxes are being done or only this circle is, means only one sex in whole of the pedigree is shaded, means it is a sex-linked disease. It is only one sex which is having this disease preferably present. Okay. and if it is shown by both the sexes equal amount, means positive squares also and females also, we will say it what? We will say it autosomal disorder. First thing done. We will come back again. Second thing, whether it's dominant or recessive. You have to see the generation. I've told you generation 1 Roman numbers we are writing, right? So if the generation, each generation is showing it, means it is a dominant. If 1 or 2 generation is skipping its effect, means no darker shade is coming up, means it is a recessive trait. Let's just see it. First, if a character is expressed by particular sex, okay, means only one sex is showing it, particular sex, and expressed in every generation, means every generation, okay. So in every generation it is being shown, means it becomes what? Sex linked, because it is one generation only showing, and dominant because every generation is showing that. Next is, what if that if the character is shown by particular sex only but usually skips 1 or 2 generation, means it skips 1 or more generation, means it is not a dominant, it is a recessive one, because dominant will come in every generation. So it becomes what? Sex linked recessive character. Then comes that, what if the character is expressed by both the sexes? Both the sexes are showing it, but and they are not also skipping, means it is showing in every generation, every generation. Then we call it what? We call it autosomal, because both the sexes are being shown. Dominant, because every generation is showing that. But what if the character is expressed by both the sex but may skip 1 or 2 generation? If it is a skip, means it's a recessive trait, but since by the both the sex, so autosomal recessive trait. Now let's see it. Okay, I am taking one example from here, from somewhere from it. Pedigree I am just taking up. So Pedigree. I will take few example of Pedigree so that you can understand it. Okay. Okay, these 2 examples we will study. Now, what is the way of solving it? They gave you this, okay, and they asked you that find out what it is showing, okay, whether it is autosomal recessive, autosomal dominant, sex-linked dominant, sex-linked recessive, which character is there. So first one, let's see. If you see the first one, what you will see, beta, I'm just enhance, okay, just keep it like this, okay. So what happened, that if you see that this is the first generation, female is affected one, okay, the one generation is there. We're gonna see one by one. First, always see whether it is a dominant or recessive. Second, look for whether it is autosomal or sex linked. So first thing we are seeing it, okay. In first thing, dominant means every generation will show it. So this, yes, first generation is showing. Here also these are the products of it, they are showing it. And in this, if you see that here they are showing, so means it is being shown, okay. So it is being shown in the every generation, so it is what? It is a dominant character, okay. Then let's see that the second, whether it is a autosomal or sex linked. Autosomal means both the gender will be affected, sex linked means only one gender will be affected. So if you see over here female, male, female, female, male, male, both the sexes, means it is a autosomal. So first disease becomes what? Autosomal dominant. Both the sexes and every generation it will show. Let's see the second one. Here if you see that this generation has it, this is the second generation, this is the third generation. All the generation have it. So means it is what? Dominant. Let's see whether it is a autosomal or sex link. Autosomal means both the sexes. Sex link means only one sex. If you see that male, 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 male. Only males are affected once. It becomes what? Sex linked. And which sex? X or Y? If you see that only males are affected, means it is a Y linked ones, although it is also written over here, right? This is the one. If you understand this paper, then all your questions are done. Only two types of questions in pedigree forms, either this one or this one, which we have done it over here, to tell the genotype. That's it. Okay, practice more. We will definitely keep a practice session for this one. With this, pedigree is over. If you understand pedigree, then genetic disorders are very easy. Genetic disorders means those diseases which are affecting the gene of the body. So there are two types of genetic disorder. One is the Mendelian disorders, other is the chromosomal disorders. Let's see the Mendelian disorders. In Mendelian disorders, this pedigree will work. So if the pedigree will work, so means you can take this pedigree analysis only for these diseases, which will show what characteristic of dominant, recessive, autosomal or sex linked. Because in chromosomal they don't show. Okay, they are the chance mutation that will occur. So pedigree analysis can be done on it. Okay, so we can find out with the pedigree. So the one by one we're going to see. The first is sickle cell anemia. What happened in sickle cell anemia? Any person who has sickle cell anemia, its RBC instead of round and biconcave becomes what? Sickle shape in size. If it is a sickle shape, means space reduced. If space reduced, what happen? Oxygen carrying capacity will be reduced because surface area is reduced, so less oxygen will be there present inside it. So what will happen? The main purpose will not be so. The one that sickle cell blood will reaches to any part, it is not able to provide enough blood. There will be what? Bluing tissues of there, no fatigue will be there, and the anemia and the death will occur. This happens, babe. But then you will ask, like, okay sir, if death will occur, then why there are carrier present? Because in carrier there is round blood cells also present and sickle cell also present. So this is what round is able to compensate this problem. Plus this sickle cell has an advantage. What is the advantage? That since the size is sickle shape, inside it certain protozoans which live inside it as their life cycle part, they are not able to go and live. So what are those? Plasmodium. We will learn about it. So this sickle cell anemia carrier people has little advantage. So nature said that, okay, this is advantage we are giving up to you. It's not causing any much problem to your body also because your RBCs are normal also. Let's just be it. So carrier survives, or else nature would have khalas. Okay. So what happens? The sickle cell anemia is a recessive disorder, means it has to show, you have already know that when both the HBS will come, then only it will show the effect. It is a autosomal. The gene defects that occur is on the chromosome number 11. So this is what happened. Clumping of RBCs means RBCs one over one comes together, destroy and leads to anemia and the death. Okay, next is phenylketonuria. We have already studied about phenylketonuria. Okay, if not, then go back and see about the topic pleiotropism. Okay, so it is a recessive disorder. It is an autosomal disease, and it is caused by the gene defects present on the chromosome number 12, which leads to what? CNS retardation, facial expression, unable to have a proper expressions, and reproductive defects. Then cystic fibrosis, it can affect any organ. It affects lungs, livers, pancreas, where the mucus goes and coagulate. Mucus is what? It is a thick viscous discharge from the cells that comes out, globulate cells most probably, and it got coming inside it and forms a fibrous kind of layered over there. So that becomes what? Problematic. It is also recessive, but it is an autosomal disorder. That Huntington's disorder, only remember that it's a dominant autosomal disorders in which there is a degeneration of brain tissues. There is a loss of motor control also. Then muscular dystrophy, its pedigree is also given in your NCERT, and it is the only pedigree which is from here. This pedigree is being discussed to you in your NCERT. These are the extra one. This and this is still in your NCERT, but not properly this thing has been told to them. Okay, but we have to remember everything. Okay, so in muscular dystrophy, dominant autosomal degeneration of muscle tissues takes place. Anyone can have a problem with it. Autosomal means that. Then two of them in our syllabus is what? Sex linked. What is one? The first is hemophilia A or hemophilia B. It's a recessive sex linked disorders. Basically what happened, the clotting factor 8 in case of hemophilia A, and in case of hemophilia B, clotting factor 9. that is not being formed because of the gene defects present on the X chromosomes, which is responsible for it. And because of that, what happen, if there is any cut, it take delayed time in the control the bleeding of it. So cut might be remain like blood keep on flowing, okay, it won't stop flowing, okay. This disease is also being present in the hemophilia A is present in the England's queen family, because the queen was the carrier of this disease. And it leads to what? It leads to this passivus to the all the males in the family. That's why most of the royal family, like currently we have what, Prince Charles, they have this disease. Moving on, the color blindness, where what happened, person is unable to distinguish between green and red color properly. When you will go into the medical college, your medical will be done before the during the time of joining, and then they will check for this also, whether you have a color blindness or not. It's a recessive sex-linked disorder, X-linked disorder, okay. After that comes to the chromosomal disorders, in which the chromosome number either increase or decrease. Simple, that is what aneuploidy, if you remember that thing, okay. So what happened first is the Down syndrome, very common when you go into the medical field. This patient will keep on coming a lot. Why? Nature is like, let's just put this thing to every, I don't know, okay. So Down syndrome is what? It is an autosomal aneuploidy, that is trisomy of 21 chromosome, means one extra copy will come into it. So instead of 46 chromosome, they will have how many? 47 chromosome, and chromosome number that will be increased. That is 21 number chromosome will have 3 parts, 3 variants of it. So if this is the chromosome number 21, so they have 3 in number, okay. Then comes back to what happened in their case. Very characteristic features are there. There's a reduced rounded faces, their facial expressions are not much there, small fingers, mental retardations, big forehead. Don't think that I am a Down syndrome. This is not a Down syndrome face, because I don't have a round face and the other features. My mental retardation is not that less yet, until if I didn't get a person who get the good ranks in the NEET, then definitely. But who cares? If I can make you fall in biology, then what I need more? Nothing else. Let's just see that the next is the permanent open mouth, falling out tongue, large protruding tongue can also be there. Then next is the Turner syndrome. In Turner syndrome, these are like in this Down syndrome, it could be male or female because it's an autosomal disease, right? But here it comes a Turner syndrome. It is a 6 chromosome disorders. Here what happened? One X chromosome is missing. Means instead of 46 chromosome, their body will have 47 chromosome, and they can give you one question like they will make a chart, okay, and on that chart they will reduce one chromosome, and which will tell us what? It will tell us that that person has less number of a chromosome. So this is what monosomy, you know that what it is, okay. So normally they are female, they have retarded sexual development, usually they are what? Sterile, short stature, and this is webbed, okay. This is very short neck is there, webbed neck in the serious abnormalities would be there. Maybe other normality will be there. IQ is very less, so these things will be there. Don't say in the comment section that sir, girls IQ is anyhow less. No beta, we don't promote that thing here. Then comes the Klinefelter syndrome. In Klinefelter syndromes, they are males, okay, but there is what happened, one extra chromosomes X is present. Sometimes 1, sometimes 2 also can be also present, okay. Why they are present, how they will present, let's do it later, okay. So there what happened, male, because during the time of meiosis the problem occurs, right? You can understand it is male, infertile, underdeveloped testes are there. There is a gynecomastia condition. What is gynecomastia? The breast development in them occurs. They are taller, okay, they are taller than the average. Mild mental deficiencies might be seen in them case. Long limbs and etc things are present in them. And the last two, which we can do it, but if you don't want that, you can leave it also. That is Patau syndrome and Edwards syndrome. So this is for the trisomy of 13, this is the trisomy of 18. This is not in your NCERT syllabus, we can leave it, okay. If you want to study, you can read it from here, but earlier it used to come, okay. Now these are what the chromosomal disorders. With this, we have finally completed our all topic from this chapter, and our chapter is finally over. So if you had any problem, you can put it in the comment section. We will soon come up with something really great so that it can help you in preparing multiple time biology in detail. let's just wait for some times. For now, we will be completing the syllabus. The next chapter that we're gonna be starting is the molecular basis of inheritance, and in that chapter we're gonna be having a lot more fun and understanding of the diseases much better on microscopic levels, and all your questions which might be coming, they're gonna be sum up over there with that chapter only. Well, that's all for this video. You can like, you can subscribe, that motivates me. If not, that's also fine. Okay, anyhow, I will keep on teaching. As my students used to say, that's you. Okay, because I love to teach. Well, that's all for this video. So next video we're gonna be starting up that day after tomorrow. That will be molecular basis of inheritance. I hope you will connect with me over there. Thank you.